The laughter was too loud. Expensive crystal glasses clinked like sharpened knives. His words cut deeper than any blade. "Can't even afford a proper office," he said, swirling his wine as if I were nothing more than residue at the bottom of his glass. "She's my biggest mistake." The table erupted in polite laughter, except for one man, his top client. He pushed back his chair and stood, his voice steady, razor-edged. "Actually," he said, eyes fixed on me, "that's my daughter." The room froze. Forks mid-air. My father-in-law's face drained of color. He had no idea. No idea I had been the one pulling every string that led us to this moment. And I smiled. When I first met him, I was 25 when I first stepped into his orbit. He was power in human form. Tailored suits, glass towers, contracts sealed with arrogance. My husband, his golden son, had introduced us with pride. "She's brilliant," he had said. "You'll see." Back then, I believed him, believed in both of them. I thought I was stepping into a family that would nurture ambition, not crush it under patent leather shoes. He smiled at me then, cold but polite, like a wolf welcoming prey. "We'll see," he had murmured. I didn't notice the warning in his tone. I was too blinded by love. The first fracture. The betrayal wasn't sudden. It leaked slowly, drip by drip, like poison in a vein. My husband grew distant. Meetings ran longer. His phone faced down on the nightstand. He began quoting his father, not himself. "Maybe you should scale back. Maybe this startup is too much." Then one night I found the message. His father's number. Words clear as daylight. "End it with her. She's a liability. You'll thank me later." And beneath it, my husband's reply. "I'm already working on it." The heartbreak should have crushed me. Instead, it hardened me. My silence was my weapon. I didn't confront him, not yet. I learned quickly, rage is loud, but revenge is patient. I watched. I listened. I cataloged every arrogance, every smirk, every whispered plan they thought I couldn't hear. I understood then, they wanted me small. Break me down until I would crawl back to them, stripped of pride. But I don't crawl. The plan. I began with introductions. Quiet, deliberate. My company's product, a niche solution in a market he dismissed, needed one investor. Just one to ignite the fire. So I went higher. I sought out his top client, the man who could make or break his empire with a single phone call. I pitched with precision, not desperation. He listened. He invested. And then he did something unexpected. He believed. Weeks turned into months. My company grew under the radar, fueled not by noise, but by results. My name circulated in circles my father-in-law thought were impenetrable. He never connected the dots, because he never looked down long enough to see who he was stepping on. The dinner. Paris. A banquet gilded in excess. My husband at my side, smiling like a stranger. His father at the head of the table, drunk on power and wine. He couldn't resist. He never could. The insult spilled out, designed to humiliate me in front of his kingdom. She's my biggest mistake. And then, silence, broken by the only man in the room who mattered. Actually, that's my daughter. Every head turned, every secret unraveled. I watched the realization crawl across his face. The contracts he depended on were now tied to me. The client he worshipped was bound to me by blood. The empire he ruled was suddenly fragile in my hands. The fall. My husband shifted in his seat, panic replacing charm. He reached for my hand under the table. I let it rest there, limp, a corpse of what we once were. His father stammered, tried to recover with forced laughter. "Well, I didn't know." But it was too late. He had shown his teeth, and everyone had seen the blood. His empire was built on fear, but tonight, fear shifted sides. Aftermath. We left Paris 2 days later. My husband moved into a hotel. He hasn't returned. Divorce papers wait for his signature, already drafted. His father? The empire trembles. Clients whisper. Confidence erodes. And me? I sit in my modest office, glass of wine in hand, while deals worth millions flood my inbox. Not because I shouted, not because I begged, but because I was patient. Because I learned that silence is sharper than rage. My reflection. He thought I was his biggest mistake. He couldn't have been more right. But not for the reasons he believed. His mistake was underestimating me. And mistakes, in my world, are always paid in full.